Please welcome to the stage, give him a round of applause for Brad Burton. Thank you. I'm going to take that.
Thank you,
Thanks,
mate.
mate.
Cheers.
I'm going to get this
Okay, boys and girls.
There's your clicker.
Thank you. So, listen, can I be really honest? On a scale of 1 to 10, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, that round of applause, just be really honest here. Just be really honest. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give that round of applause? Being really honest. 2 or 3. Now, let me tell you something, people. Oh, just to put your mind at ease, by the way. I'm from Salford, Manchester. Do have a shaved head, do have tattoos, but don't worry, I'm not a drug dealer, all right? Anymore. But we can all change, right? And I'm telling you, this is the thing, we can all change, and that's what we're going to do. So for the next 6 hours, what I'm going to talk about is, yeah, we go, we're laughing. We've got a laughing and clapping license in effect. If you find anything amusing, feel free to laugh. So I'm going to be really honest with you. When I came on there, I get it. Who's this fucking clown? Not all to swear, I'm sorry. Right, my bad. Right, but you know, you go then, Baldy, motivate me, all that, right? I get it. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to change your life, change your world positively in the next 60 minutes. And you go, yeah, all right. That's what's going to happen. You are going to change your life, change your thinking, change your business positively in the next 60 minutes. I guarantee. So in 60 minutes, you're going to think, well, that was BS. Or maybe. However, how many motivational speakers does it take to change a light bulb? One, but the light bulb's got a lot of change. If the jokes don't get funnier, I promise you. Right? Let me explain something. Here's the thing. So what's going to happen is you're going to have a situation is you have someone sat there, I caught you, with your arms folded, go on then, Baldy, motivate me. Right? If that's you, go on, Baldy, motivate me. If you're saying that right now, motivational speakers, if you're saying that right now, ask yourself a question, why? Right? Just ask yourself a question, why am I saying that? What's going on here? Why am I getting triggered? Anyway, enough about that. So I said to you, 2 out of 10. And it was a 2 out of 10. It was a 2 out of 10 better picture. Look at that, I've lost weight since then. Right? I thought that, I've got a face like a plate on there. Anyway, what's that? Management are definitely telling me we've got a laughing and clapping license in effect. If you find anything funny, you feel free to laugh. All right, we're very professional, we don't laugh. Yes, we do. That's exactly what we do at the Wealthy Advisors Club. So, people, here's the thing. I'm going to be really honest with you. I came on, scale of 1 to 10, it was a 2 out of 10. Now, there's a 10 out of 10 in each and every one of us, but what ends up happening is this situation in life and in business is that what happens is you wait to see what somebody else does. Someone has to go first. You can have people now going, oh, Terry Blackburn, yeah, I could have done that. I had that idea 5 years ago. You might have had the idea, but you didn't do it. That's the difference. So right now, here's the thing. I'm going to go off stage again. Right? I'm coming on stage, and I'm looking for that nutcase who gives it a 10 out of 10 out of 10. And that person is going to get a free copy of my first book, the wonderfully offensively titled Get Off Your Ass. Right? Now, here's the thing. You can be terribly British and stay exactly where you are. Or you can switch on and say, you know what, I'm going to go and give it a 10 out of 10. Let me be really honest with you, people. Sorry to break it to you, but one day we're all going to die. You know that. That's the business you're in. So don't start groaning at me. Every single day you tell people you're going to die. Right? We're not going to be here. We're not going to be here. So what happens is ultimately is what we do in the time between now and then. You have an opportunity. You have an option. You have an option to give it a 10 out of 10 out of 10. Or what you can do is sit on your backside and watch as somebody else does it. I'm looking for those people that give it a 10 out of 10 out of 10. Are you up for doing it again, yeah? 1 second. I'm going to count down from 3 down to 1. I'm going to do my intro. You're going to go crazy. You're going to blast that as fast as you can. And we're going to see what happens. Cameraman, who knows? We're about to find out. So, boys and girls, give it up for the UK's #1 motivational business speaker, Mr. Brad Burton. Come on! Yes! That's what I'm talking about! Yes! Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on! Yes! 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 Come on! Come on! Woo!
That is going to be a quality video. That is going to be fucking banging.
That's what I'm talking about. Now, let me tell you something. You over there, young man, with the bowl cut. What's the name? Yeah, there you go. What's the name? Matthew was the best. But you know where he went wrong? He sat down too early. Let me tell you something, people. It's not who the best person for the job is. It's the one who's daft enough to keep going when everyone else sits down. Matthew, here you go. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Big round of applause. So, people, here is the thing. My job is to help positively change everything. My job is to give you my energy. My job is to give you that enthusiasm. Because I tell you something, we leak the truth. And you go and pitch to someone and you're not interested. The lady before, Fiona, I think it was. or Oliver, right, said about that passion. If you've not got genuine passion for it, guess what? We leak the truth. And if you don't 100% believe in your product, don't get upset when you sit opposite a punter like me and I don't 100% believe in it. So the first person you've got to convince is you, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Look, before I get to this, show of hands, anyone know who that lady is? On the left? No? That's my stalker. No, it is my stalker. She's doing, right? So this is the thing, right? This is the thing. Right? This is the thing. So you're all laughing, right? Imagine I was a woman and I showed a man on there, you wouldn't be all laughing. I'm good with it because that's the reaction that people get. Now, show of hands, is there any stalkers in the room today? That's exactly what a stalker would say. Right? So, genuinely, this is my stalker, but we're going to get to it before later on today. Listen, people. Isn't it hilarious, laughing? Brilliant. Anyway, we're going to get to what happened there. So, here's what I want you to do. I want you to rewind to a time in your life and in your business when if you'd have made a different decision, or someone else would have made a different decision, your life would have been fundamentally different. Maybe it was a job opportunity, maybe it was losing a client, maybe it was getting divorced, maybe whatever, you get the point. I just want you to rewind to that time. You can't rewind. And too often in life, too often in business, we're trying to rewind and go back to a time and a place or a decision that no longer exists. And it causes us problems. It causes us problems. You know, Piers was talking about AI before. I spent 250 quid about 18 months ago for my creative designer to do this. Right? True story. Right? True story. You're laughing more than he was when he got his 2,500 quid. Anyway, you're all laughing because ChatGPT comes along now, and guess what? Boom. Right? And then that was ChatGPT, the first version. This is the latest version. Right? The guy isn't getting 250 quid anymore. He's not getting 2,500 quid. And that therefore means that what's happening is neither is the Chippy when he go for Chippy tea on Friday night. So he's not taking his kid there anymore because he can't afford to. And now the Chippy can't afford to employ people, and now they've got to keep their mate. We're in danger zone right now as a country. And it's all fun and games, AI, it's all full speed ahead. But where are we going? I get it. I use AI on a daily basis. But we just need to be a bit careful about this and come back to human, which is where I'm at. So, here's the thing. This whole situation, right? This is me on the left, right? I want you to imagine you on the is it left? Yeah. You on the left. I want you to imagine you here. What's here where you are currently? What's here? What does here mean for where you are right now? And actually, you want to get over there. Where's there? And when you get there, you're now here again. Because the future that you once wanted, you're there now. But it's always the next corner, isn't it? The next corner, the next corner, the next corner, the next corner. And I get that. Be ambitious. Be driven, by all means. But here's the thing. What's stopping you being... let me tell you. In the next whatever time we've got left, in the next 50 minutes, my intent is to get you from here to there. I want you to think about what is over there. By the way, I've got 100 slides. You get literally 30 seconds. If you see something, take it. Take the photograph. Like, seriously, don't take it. If you like something, take it. So here's the thing. What's stopping you being the best version of you? I want you to answer that question internally. The thing that's stopping me being the best version of me is I got locked in a coal shed when I was 7 of my dad. Right? And yet you're carrying it along. Oh, he did lock me in when I was 7. I'm so terrified. There were spiders and coal and everything. So what's stopping you being the best version of you? You. Because the biggest fight of your life is you versus you. Every single day you're fighting with yourself. Good version, not so good version. You know, driven version, lazy version. This is the biggest fight of your life. So I want you to recognise this, that this morning, Terry and the team, by the way, Dan, I don't think you realise what they've been up to. They've been flat out, like genuinely, like 11 o'clock last night stuff, right? This is, you know, it's almost like a start-up again. Now, here's the thing. This morning we was on the phone to Disney, and we got authorisation from Disney Legals. You can edit this out, by the way, right? And so, you know what happened is he rubbed the lamp, and the genie comes out, and you've got 3 wishes. I want you to think about that. 3 wishes. Whoosh! Your wish is my command. You've got 3 wishes. Think about what those 3 wishes would be. Making more money, being happier, losing weight. Whatever idea. Just think about what those 3 wishes are. Sorry to break it to you, not 8. There's no such thing as wishes. Right? Wouldn't it be lovely? Wishes you're all thinking, yeah, I'll increase my income. Don't exist. But what 3 changes could you make? What 3 changes could you make that would make those wishes a reality? Because everything that you see and everything that you hear exists only in there. This is your control center. Forget about ChatGPT for a minute. Think about Brad GPT. It's the same thing. You program GPT. You sat there programming. Oh, you did. What about you? Program yourself. So I want you to recognize this, that things can change. Anyone here ever told their employer to shove the job up their arse? Anyone ever thought about it? That's more like it, right? Well, I actually did it, and I'll tell you something. It was on the 16th of December, 2004. I told my employer to shove the job up their backside on a point of principle, and I walked. And I'm telling you something, people. It was a wonderfully liberating experience. It really was, for those 3 hours whilst I drove home. I'm married, or I was. Anyway, I've arrived home, and you know when your blood goes cold? Yeah, that. I've arrived home going, I've opened the door and standing before me was 8.5 stone of common sense. She says to me, the wife, you're home early, Brad. You're here to look after baby Ben while I go shopping. That's one way to look at it, Kerry. The other way is that I've told my employer to shove the job up the backside. What do you think, boys and girls? My supportive wife said. One swear word or not? Yes, no?
Yeah.
She said, you're a fucking idiot. Why couldn't you keep your mouth shut for 5 days and get your Christmas pay? She had a point. Look, Kerry, it's fine. I know I'm £25,000 in debt. But I'm going to start my own business off. How difficult can it be? See, my understanding about business was all private number plates, fish tanks and spinny chairs. Got the BMW M4 outside with the anthracite kit. Right. So I started my own business off. And my wife's in a full-time employment. Baby Ben's in childcare. I'm 25 grand in debt and I started my own business off. And I remember lay on the sofa with a wet flannel on my head, waiting for those all-important DNA results from Jeremy Kyle to see whether Steve had got Chancel from Kenny in Town pregnant. When the phone goes, I pick the phone up. Hurrah, it must be that yell.co.uk advert paying off. Anyone else daft enough to have done Yellow Pages advert? Brilliant, right? And hello, it's the wife. You know when the boss asks you, how's it going, and it's not going particularly well, what do you say? Thank you, there we go. One honest person, fine. Lots of irons in the fire. My wife says to me, Brad, when HSBC starts taking irons in the fire, you let me know. Until such a time, you're going to have to do something. Yeah, but I can earn more in an hour. Yeah, but you're not. So, Monday to Friday, hi, my name is Brad Burton, the award-winning marketer. The company's called 4 Consultancy. We're a full-service new media and creative design agency. Lovely to meet you. Friday, 6 p.m, ding-dong, hello, mate, Domino's Pizza. Right? I delivered pizza at weekend in 2004 to keep my business afloat. And the reason I'm saying that is not how dramatic I am, but in order for you to get to where you need to get to or you want to get to, you're going to have to do shit that you don't want to do. Right? Whether it is cold calling, whether it's that, whether it's whatever. If you don't do that, if you're not prepared to do that, then guess what? You're not going to get to the next stage because it's not about the next 5 steps, the next 10 steps. It's about the next single step. So it all went horribly wrong one day. I'm delivering pizzas. Ding dong. Door opens and standing before me was one of my clients from a marketing business. Brad, what are you doing here? What it is, Steve, is we were undertaking a direct marketing campaign for Domino's, so I thought I'd really get a feel for the organisation. You know, I even got a frigging pound tip off him. Stuff writes itself. Anyway, that business, 25 grand in debt, nobody gave me a chance. I started a network off called 4 Networking. And there you go. Generated millions, right? 68,000 business networking meetings. At its height, multi-million-pound business. And then obviously, you know, I went through the mangle with the business as you do, and I don't think, you know, I don't think there's this kind of 45-degree angle with business. It would be lovely to think there is. There's not, right? It doesn't work like that. It's like mountaineers. You go up and down and peak, and that's how it is. So I built that business up from nothing, from absolutely nothing. And I've also written 4 books, not as thick as a look. And what you don't know about me, I mean, people say you got lucky. Oh, Brad got lucky, though, when he started he's written all that. Let me tell you something, people. In the olden days, you had to do something called writing. 40,000 words. Took 18 months to write those books. Nowadays, ChatGPT, 10 minutes later, a cup of tea, sorted. Right? And that's the world that we're in right now. But people say, oh, Brad got lucky with his business. He got lucky. Terry got lucky. Let me tell you something. Did I get lucky when my dad left at 6 months old? Did I get lucky when I left school with no qualifications and my mum and I moved 14 times from the age of 8 to 14? Did I get lucky when I got shot at in 1995? Did I get lucky when I got addicted to drugs twice? Right? Did I get lucky when, what else? Oh yeah, 4 years on benefits. Did I get lucky when I delivered pizza on 31? So I've got two halves of my life. Up until 31, I was a bum, right? And the last 21 years, I've done something with my life. What does that say? It says that we can all be a better version of ourselves. So when we started off this thing and I said about better version, you go, yeah, Paul, didn't motivate me. I'm telling you, I'm a bum from Salford. You're right, kid? Yeah, nice one, proper. That's what I am, right? What are you looking at, you knobhead, eh? Right? No, but that's how I used to talk and walk. Why? Because I was a product of the environment. And I'd do that, walk around like, what are you looking at? What are you looking at? I was speaking over in Sheffield, right, at the Crucible Theatre. And the organiser, when I walked in, said, are you all right, Brad? I went, yeah. I said, why? He said, you're walking with a limp. I'm from Salford. Proper. So the point is, right, you're a product of your environment. So I go around the Salford council estate, you've got to walk around like, what are you looking at, right? Come into this environment and say to Teddy, what are you looking at? You know, I'll be all getting you lot jumping on me. But the point I'm making is that actually somewhere along the way, right, you're a product of your environment. If I go around Salford, Manchester, back in the olden days, I had no option other than to be that guy. Now, when I got shot at and I moved away from Salford to Somerset, the worst day of my life. The worst day of my life. But it brings me here today as a result of that. The worst day of my life brings me here because of that. And it's about taking control of your decisions. Right? I'm a motivational speaker. I don't know what you're supposed to do. I'm making it up like you are. Right? You've got to take control of your decisions. You have to take control of your decisions. Every single day, we make 30,000 decisions. Every single day, 30,000 decisions. How many are you conscious of? How many are you conscious of? You know, pack of Jaffa cakes. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. You get a point. Right? Type 2 diabetes. Right? I have genuinely got type 2 diabetes. It's all fun and games until my pancreas gives in, right? All because of Jaffa cake love. Jaffa cakes that I had 20 years ago. Crazy. You know, I told you I was fatter before. But the point I'm making in all this, people, right, is it is about decisions. So we just go into autopilot. And what happens is those minutes become hours, those hours become days, those days become weeks, those weeks become months, those months become years, and those years become a life. And you end up in a place that you didn't want to go to because you're not conscious of your decisions or it's too painful. We're going to get to it. We're going to get to it. So listen, this is what the Times said about me. What? Huh? Proper. When I did the interview with the Times, reckon they went, all right, kids, you all right? Yeah, nice one. How are you doing? You all right? No. So so therefore, was me, the olden Brad, is that how you used to speak? Or was that because the people that surrounded me spoke like that? So now, so we're all like osmosis about who you associate with. So you think about something like this, we've got more opportunity in this room than there is going, oh, I can't be bothered getting a pancreas. You've then got to get the tube down to King's Cross. And right? There'll be people who are doing that, and they'll be on social media now going, I wish I'd have gone now. Yes. So the Times said this about me, but look, let me explain something. Life is about balance. You're balancing your time. You're balancing your money. You're balancing your family. You're balancing you. You're balancing your friends. You're balancing your telly. You're balancing everything. And it's that ability to be able to balance that is going to succeed, because I'll tell you something, this is my desktop, right? Don't be start laughing at me when you've got all your tabs on Excel open, right? So that's my brain, how it kind of works. It kind of works for me. But we've all got stuff which is going on, and you have too many windows open, and that's where the pressure starts forming. And that balance starts getting a little bit like this. And then when that happens, things get a little bit tough for you in business. When you start losing your balance, I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to put your hand up, right? Who likes rhetorical questions first and foremost? 2 people know what the word rhetorical means. Brilliant. We need to work on that. So let me ask you a question. Do you get twitchier if your iPhone is less than 80%? Put your hand up. 70%, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20. Serial killers, watch them lot. Right? I don't even ask 10. 10. So what happens, right, is that you end up with this thing. You end up with this situation where your battery now, all of a sudden, you now got 10%. So now what's happening? Instead of sitting here and watching me, you're now going, oh, Sheila, do you have a lead? Oh, it's not that one. Excuse me, AI, do you have a lead? Won't be a second. Sorry. Hey, do you have a lead? Do you have a lead? I'm joking. Right. So, thank you. Great AV, guys, by the way. But I'm being serious. We have this situation where now we're off our game Instead of doing what you're supposed to be doing now. And that's like my kids. What's your battery on? 17%. You're going out, oh, it'll be fine. Well, it will be fine until, of course, you break your leg. You know, crawling up trees. Why you do that at 23 is beyond me, but nonetheless, right? So the point I'm making here is this. When you get a low battery on your phone, what you're doing has to stop and you have to go and do it. I want you to imagine an LED on your brain right now showing what battery power you're on. Right? I don't want any, I don't want you to tell me. I just want you to think about it. Because if you've said less than 50%, you're in trouble. That's when you start doing dumb stuff. That's when the whiskey starts coming out. That's why the lap dancing later on comes out. Okay. Right? But the point I'm making, right, is that low energy, low results. Terry, bundle of energy, beautiful to see. Like, genuinely, as a founder and as a leader, you rarely get that. Right? They've normally got faces like slapped arses and miserable, right? Oh, hello, guys, boys and girls. We're going to learn today vis-a-vis the fiscal studies, right? We're not having that here. But what's lovely about that is the energy, and you get the energy off the speakers, you get the energy. That's what energy is about. Think about it. Give you an example. Imagine that you've got your biggest deal to do. 9 o'clock in the morning. But you're at KFC with me and Terry tonight, 4 o'clock in the morning in the West End with a bargain bucket hammered. I know a club that is like 6 o'clock it closes. Should we go there? You imagine you did that, right, and you're hammered, and you've got your best meeting. Are you likely to have a good result? What does that say? Energy is important. If you had 100% energy and you're refreshed and so forth, is it more or less likely to be a success? That's the bit where you interacted bit, by the way. Is this mic working, right? So you get the point. Thank you, Terry. You can get a gold star, right? So the point is energy is so important, but we don't look at it. And you'll have things going on right now that are causing the energy to kind of dissipate. You'll have a call to do, that client, he does my nothing, I've got to go back. And you won't deal with it, and you've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those things, and they just keep eroding. And what you need to do is you need to get on it. And it might spend more energy, and you might not like it, but pebbles in shoes don't magic the way out. Oh, I've got a pebble in my shoe. Why don't you stop? Oh, I don't want to. Okay. It's going to get more and more painful. I bought a house, 5-bedroom house. And the reason I'm saying that is because I came from a masonette above a chipper, right? Like literally before my business took light, I was above a chipper, masonette, the whole year, right? Chipper. Best curry sauce ever, by the way, but that's another keynote completely. Anyway, the point I'm making is this. We bought a house, and my wife, who's, we're getting divorced, but anyway, that's another conversation. Right, but in each of the corners of the room was a spider. I went, this is bonkers. I went, look at this, Kerry. I said, there's a spider in each corner of the room. You don't get that in Salford. So I said, do you want me to get them out? She went, it's all right. I don't mind small spiders. Where do you think the big ones come from, honey? You've all got a small spider that you're not dealing with. And you know what that is as a human being, as a business owner. That small spider is only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So I urge you to make a decision today to consider dealing with it. And it's really important to recognize all the things that you do as part of your role. I don't even know what you do, right? But you know what I'm saying, like lead generation, coming to events like this. That's the lamp, everything that you do. But what are the 3 things that you should be laser focused on? What are the 3 critical things of all the things that you do that you should be focused on? Because right now, this is the problem. You can't go left and right at the same time. That's why we get stuck. And you're dealing with so many things. What is it you're dealing with specifically? What is that one thing that you need to be dealing with? And ask yourself this question, does it move the needle? Does what I'm doing move the needle? Because if the answer is no, why are you doing it? I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to be really honest again, right? So are we all listening? Just so when I ask you a question, you don't all look blankly at me, right? Okay. Put your hand up if your life is perfect. Put your hand up if your life is perfect. Be really honest. Okay, not a single hand went up. Put your hand up if your business is perfect. So I travel the world, JCB, Bentley, cost of whatever, right? I genuinely travel the world. Even I'm waiting for the police to arrest me every time I come out of these things. You know what I mean? I'm thinking, SO19 on the floor, shit, they found me out, right? Sorry, it's not 1993 outside the Hacienda anymore, is it? Flashbacks. But the point I'm making, not a single hand went up for life being perfect. Not a single hand went up for business being perfect. But if you go on Instagram right now, all you'll see is perfect lives and perfect businesses. Right? AI, by the way. Right? Make me a influencer look like a... Right? You go on social media, and we sit there like frigging lab rats watching social media. They've got bigger boobs, they've got more money, their car's bigger, their glass-fronted office, da-da-da-da-da. What do you think that's doing to you as a human being? Does anyone actually, be really honest there, put your hand up if you go, yeah, it's a really positive effect to me. Put your hand up if you genuinely believe that it's a really positive effect for you in your life and your thought process. Genuinely. Not one hand, okay, cool. So put your hand up if you sit there. In fact, I'm not even going to ask that question. I think we know the answer. But yet every single night we're all doing that. Do you reckon that increases or improves your morale? No. It takes you off your game and we're all dumb. Every single one of us is dumb to be doing just that, including me. 11-hour screen time a day. That's drugs. Somebody who's addicted to drugs, that's digital drugs. What are you on tonight? Oh, yeah, let's have a couple of reels of TikTok. Yeah, what are you having? Oh, I'm not sure. Getting a bit of Facebook in it. Yeah, do you want some? Yeah. Toilet now. There you go, some cats there. Panda on a rocking horse. Oh, good stuff, that. You know, there's a reason that racehorses wear blinkers. They don't give a toss about the competition. Right? Be your own competition. You versus you. I don't care. Oh, Anthony Robbins is... I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered. What I'm bothered about is my life, my world. For every moment that you're spending looking at someone else, you're taking that moment from your own life. And I'm telling you something, as a 52-year-old man who spent 31 years of my life being a bum, looking at what other people, it's all right for them, born in the silver spoon in the mouth, it's all right for them. The irony is that people say it's all right for me. Crazy. So, you'll never outperform your self-image. You'll never outperform your self-image. If I saw myself as a Salford street kid, you're all right, yeah? Nice one. What do you reckon it could be? That's it. And a fish will only grow as big as its fish tank. So it's so important that your self-image is right. And I want you to tune into that best version of you. I want you to tune into that best version of you. Not the rubbish version, not the weak version, not the one that's not mentally strong, but the best version of you. And in order for you to become the person you need to become, you may need to let go of who you once were. That's tough. That's tough. You know, I cannot cut it for you. But I'm going to give you the tools in the next 30 minutes that you can cut the old version of you. It's the only way. Do you reckon, right? So, I mean, this is an interesting one. Piers was talking about the AI stuff, right? Think about this. The robots out of Terminator, what are they programmed to do? Kill and maim Sarah O'Connor. That's what they're programmed to do. But imagine if they was programmed to tend to the flower beds around Marble Arch. And everywhere they went, it was like the National Trust. But they're not. They're programmed to kill and maim Sarah O'Connor. What about you? What are you programmed to? To bitch and whine? Tell you how terrible everything is? Some people are never happy when they've just missed the bus. Right? Yeah, oh, terrible. Another half hour now, too. You know, what's lovely about this, right? What's lovely about this community is it's positive. It's positive. It's a positive, upbeat community. But you go surround yourself and we'll get to it. But there's the thing. I want you to think like your brain's like a hard drive and your operating system has been built in the same way you program ChatGPT and you update it. You've been built as a kid. You've grown up and what you've seen and what you've heard has shaped who you are. There's not a single person in this room that looks at the world in the same way. You only exist in your brain. You only exist in your brain. I chop your legs off and your arms off. You're still you. At what point do you stop being you? You only exist in your brain. So if you can't see eye to someone, it's because you can't connect with them. Here's the thing. The 8% figure. I've been in business now 21 years, self-employed. I was told it'd never work. That's what I was told by experts. It'll never work. You can't get your book published. It's an offensive title. Got it published. Well, the network won't work. Largest joined-up network in the UK. 68,000 networking meetings later. Boom, from Salford, addicted to drugs. You get the point. So let me tell you, this figure, only 8% of people do what they say they're going to do. 8% of people do what they say they're going to do. Terry says to me, Brad, I'll have that email with you by 12 o'clock. 11:58, it's with me. Somebody sends an email at 1 minute past 12. Oh, it was only a minute. I don't know about you, but when I got my train this morning at 26 minutes past, from Taunton, at 6:27, oh, it was only a minute. So this is the thing. If you want to get ahead in business, do what you say you're going to do. And don't say it. If you say to me, you're going to get an email to me at 11 o'clock, 11:01 turns up, you've told me everything that I need to know. And we leak the truth. We extrapolate that as a human being, as a business owner. I'm telling you. So I can say to you, having worked with this lot for the last 2 months, they have been on it. As a small team, they've been on it. And it was lovely to see, because only 8%, so they fall clearly in the 8%. Anyway, think about this. My brain, right? Do you reckon I'd be stood up here, traveling the world, and if I had a negative mindset, incorrect decisions, no direction, and low confidence? Do you reckon? Right, well, guess what? That is exactly what that kid used to have. That's me, proper. Right? We've got some metal work there. I ain't saying. The point I'm making in all of this, people, is this is me at Costa. What changed? I did. So what's your excuse? Did you get shot at? Did your dad leave? Did you get addicted to drugs? Did you spend 4 years on benefits? Did you did you get a stalker? Why are you laughing? Brilliant. Love that one. When you actually read up on it online, you go, shit, that's not funny, is it? No, it's not. But anyway, that's okay. Listen, if I start getting PTSD and rocking over there, I can't continue. I'm sorry, Teddy. Your lot. Right, bullies. Anyway, the point I'm making, right? What changed? I did. This changed the way that I see the world, the way that I see myself, my mind's eye version of me. I chop my brain out and put it with Terry, vice versa. Bad example. But I put my thing here. We think differently. So you only exist in here. ChatGPT, you program it. Program yourself. Program yourself. Forget ChatGPT. That's cool. But until you've programmed yourself, don't program anyone else. That's my advice to you. You have the opportunity to be a better version of yourself. Be the best version of yourself. Why wait? What are you waiting for? You're waiting for a motivational speaker to throw the switch. Well, guess what? I can't do it. You have to do it. You have to do it. If you want to be a better version of yourself, you have to do it. We've been waiting for the government. Oh, come on, government, come and save us. We've been waiting. Forget it. You're on your own. We are the cavalry. Us, collectively. We've all been there because that's the way it used to be. The governments and what have used to support us. And that's how it was. Not anymore. So once you start realizing that what's going on is communities like this are starting to come together. This is the modern village, the modern town. And we get collective strength. And we stop relying on people that don't care about us. I ran a business running 5,000 networking meetings across the UK every single year. 5,000 brewers' fairs, hold-ins. I get it. I understand communities. And you have the basis, based on those numbers, that this is going to be a thing. And collectively, you all huddled together and you get that warmth. It's going to be amazing. But look, this is 2 things that will change your life. And I'm serious. These next 2 things, I've got loads of top stuff coming through in a minute. But these next things, if you latch onto these will change the way that you think. So, 111. What would the best version of me do in the next minute? Go and do that. What would the best version of me do in the next hour? Go and do that. What would the best version of me do in the next day? Go and do that. When you wake up tomorrow, what would the best version of me? That's it, right? And ask yourself the question, am I being the best version of myself? If the answer is no, then go mentally, why not? Well, I'm pissed off with my husband. I'm pissed off that he didn't take the kids. I'm pissed off with... Can you do anything about it? No. Okay. How does being pissed off help you move forward? And we end up stuck. Remember what I said? Trying to go back to a time and a place of decision that we can no longer affect. So 111. Every time you see the clock or the television or whatever, 111, or you see it on the car, just remember it. Reaffirm 111. What was it? Oh, best version. Am I being the best version? No. Okay, why not? Work it out. Here's the next thing. This is something that Bentley Global use. And the reason that Bentley Global use it is that I taught them. Brad Burton, the former drug addict. Brad Burton, the guy who got shot at. Brad Burton had done 4 years in benefits. Sorry, not that one, the other one. Brad Burton, the 4-time best-selling business author. Brad Burton, the UK's #1. Do you see what I'm saying? Two sides of the same coin. And yet we choose to lean into the worst version of ourselves. We choose to imagine a future that is a negative one. If we're going to be making stuff up, imagine a positive future. We're not doing that. Let me tell you something. A positive mindset won't solve all your problems, but a negative one will give you more. So I'm serious. When it comes to this is what Bentley Global use. When it comes to making decisions, I'm the easiest person in the world to sell to. You can't sell me. I buy. Yeah? You don't ever sell me. I buy. You create the conditions where I buy. Terry got on the phone to me, right? I've been following this kid anyway I say kid. Well, old enough to be his dad. What's going on there, right? But I thought to myself, this is how I make decisions. I make a decision in 24 seconds. And here's how I evaluate it. Best case, worst case, most likely case. Can I live with the worst case scenario? No. In which case, no. So make a decision in 24 seconds. If I can't make a decision in 24 seconds, I revisit in 24 minutes. If I can't make a decision in 24 minutes, I revisit in 24 hours. If after 24 hours I can't make a decision and no data is coming beyond that, I've made a decision, it's not important, next. I'm going to ask you to make a life-changing decision today, shortly. Oh, look, a squirrel. So the reason I say this, right, the reason I put a squirrel on there, I think I can go two ways with this, right? But the reason we're halfway through, by the way, on the slides. So the reason I do that is what happens is you're struggling with your business, and then a mate of yours goes, oh, you need to get on that crypto. Hey, you want to get onto this multi-level marketing, selling candles? Really? Yeah, all right, you got it, right? And you end up running there. Oh, what's this? Water filters. Brilliant. You can make loads of money. What you do, you get matrices, and now you're spending your time. Focus on what you're good at. Because this is where people go wrong. I'm an expert when it comes to motivation. I'm an expert when it comes to networking. Because I run a networking organisation for 15 years. I've done my 10,000 hours. Right? I'm an expert on lots of things, but I need to be focused on one thing. So I want you to focus on your business. Because if you don't 100% believe in your business, don't go upset when you go and pitch to people and sit down with them, and they don't 100% either. Because we leak the truth, which is exactly where I started today. Never mute your own brilliance because it's too loud for somebody else. Right? You know, you're going to get critics. You're going to get critics. Oh, from social media, uses AI all the time, him too. You're going to get critics. We're all going to get critics. I get them. Right? I get him. He wears T-shirts at meetings. He swears too much. He's not professional. Take it from me. I invoiced and got paid, right? The professional. He has no qualifications. If you can do the job, you're qualified. Unless you're a brain surgeon, which part, quite like, 7 years at medical school. He uses too much teeth whitener. He goes on sunbeds. He breathes in to present. That's just cruel. You know, he looks like a drug dealer. Do I look like a drug dealer, by the way? Of course not. Proper! You're that kid, yeah, nice one. What's up with your leg? Got shot last week, didn't I? So, listen, right? We can all change. I did say to Terry, I'm going to get a joint on there. He said, not a chance. I'm sorry, Terry. Listen, I'm never coming back anyway. You're never going to see me again, so we're all right. Right, look, people, here we go. We walk down a corridor, we walk down a corridor, we walk down a corridor. I'm having fun today, by the way, right? Walk down a corridor, and on the left, a room full of negative people. On the right, a room full of positive people. Put your hand up if you go in the room full of negative people. No hands? So why the fuck are there rooms full of negative people? Did he even realise they're being negative? So this is what I try to say. Genuinely, next time you're on Facebook and you're in some argument, show of hands, anyone ever won an argument on Facebook? Anyone ever had an argument on Facebook? Right? So we're spending life. Do you reckon on your dying breath you're going to be like that? Oh, so glad I argued about Brexit. Right? Said no one ever. Yet we do this. The most important thing we have in our life is time. And yet we fritter away on stuff that doesn't matter. Sat there watching a 16-hour box set of Breaking Bad. Should have been 3 box sets in my view, right? Like, genuinely, I was watching Breaking Bad, right, because everyone told me it was amazing. I'm at season 6. I said, when does this get good? Watching it on 2 times speed whilst I'm driving. You try to put that through your life insurance. Right. So, negative room, positive room. Here's what I want you to remember. Remember, I'm trying to program your brain, right? This is like as part of a wider thing. But nonetheless, I want you to think negative should be left. Negative should be left. Positive is always right. Positive, turn right, you say the word right. Remember, positive. Start training your brain. Start chat GPT in your brain so you start thinking differently and more positive. It did have a swear word in there, right? Now, I can't obviously swear anymore, but can anyone imagine what that word would have been? Yes, that. So that word was that. And when you find yourself, right, you'll give me evils. When you find yourself whining, I want you to do a quick change. There you go. Right. I want you to start winning. So when you're whining, ask yourself a question. Is this whining going to fix this problem? No. It keeps you exactly where you are. And I want you to spend more time on the solution or in the solution than you do on the problem. Whatever you've got going on right now. And I've got my own stuff going on. Let me be quite clear. Right? In my own life. But the way to do it is not to stick here. Oh, it's terrible what happened to me. Terrible what happened to me. Yeah, all right, it's terrible. So when I work with people, they say to me after 10 minutes, do you want a whine or do you want a solution? Well, what solution? Well, we're 10 minutes in right now. Have you whining? Do you want another 10 minutes? Because it's just pointless. So, people, and this had another swear word as well on the right. We changed that. But other slides are available. So whatever you've got going on, fix it or forget it. Fix it or forget it. Right? And then I want you to think back right now as to why you are doing it. AI, by the way. It's not actually. It's real. That's me in Florida. Working class lad, Salford, Manchester, proper. No qualifications. You know, I've taken my children on a once-in-a-lifetime holiday 13 times. 13 times. Right? I'm not selling drugs anymore. You can edit that out, right? But the point I'm making is like, what is going on? So the opportunity for you to build your business and build your life relies on you knowing why you're doing it. Because if your only motivation is money, it's not enough. And you go, yes, it is. Let me give you an example so you can understand this. I'm trying to change the way you think. Right? Here's what I want you to imagine. That from that wall to that chair, you've got to run from that wall to that chair barefoot in order to get your dream car. So think about that. Right? You've got to run from there to there. Put your hand up if you'd run from there to there, and I'm stood here with your dream car. Put your hand up. Please, don't ignore me, please. Help me out here, right? Put your hand up, right? So the people that wouldn't put your hand up, why was that? I kind of need to understand. Why didn't you put your hand up there? So, I just, from your perspective, just think, because you're holding yourself back. You're holding yourself back. Everyone would walk from there to there to get a dream car. Everyone would. So I just want you, as you didn't put your hand up, to think as to why you didn't do that. Is it you don't like me or what? I have no idea. It doesn't matter. But I just want you to think about that and process that, because within that, you will find something within you that needs to be unlocked. So the point is, the people that would run from there to there to get a dream car, would you do it if this was full of lava, right, and glass? Right? You get your dream car. All you got to do is run barefoot from there to there. Put your hand up if you'd do it.
I'd probably give it a go.
Right. Have you got a family?
Yeah.
Okay. Your family requires you to save them.
I would definitely do it.
Thank you. So,
Well, actually, it depends.
yeah, of course, right? So here's the thing. What was the name? Jane. So Jane said she would try to get to her dream car. And I reckon you'd be about 10 foot in, and I reckon it'd be the worst thing ever. However, if your family, whoever the good ones are, right, required saving, you said you would do it. So the difference between doing it and trying. People, tune in your targets as to what you're going to do when you get that money. Once in a lifetime holiday 13 times. Because I got that daft car that I ate, best thing ever, buyer's remorse 24 hours later, right? Well, we know this. And then 3 months later, I'm thinking, once you've gone out to the pub and parked outside, you need to go and get something from the glove compartment. No, you don't. You're just showing off. Ridiculous. And when you check yourself there, you go, I'm a fucking idiot. How's your Audi TT? All right. So So A4, no, A5 coupe. Right, so, I'm joking, but the point I'm making, people, is money is not a big enough motivator. What you're going to do with that money, the lives it's going to change, the impact with your family and kids and all that, that is how you tune yourself. We all need money. I needed money to get me once-in-a-lifetime holidays, but money wasn't a big enough motivator. We proved that point. Okay, so who are you doing it for? This is my daughter, Bonnie. This is me, son, Brandon. When it gets tough, and my life's got tough, my business collapsed, multi-million-pound business, 14 years. Boris Johnson, please stay at home, collapsed instantly, gone. So my identity, I'd be Mr. Cool, gone, instantly. March 22nd, 2020, gone, overnight. 500 networking meetings around the Brewers Fairs and holding, gone. Members, thousands, gone. Gone, instantly. That's a horrible pill to swallow. Then I get a stalker. Mate, these lot are sadistic, right? Wait until you see the Panorama show about it, Social Media Monsters episode 2, then you go, shit, it was terrible, we're laughing. So, brilliant. So the point I'm making is when it gets tough, and it will get tough, I want you to lean into, in my case, I've got my kids' tattoos here, right? And I'd look towards that, and it gives me the strength. It's going to get tough. It's going to get tough. And it's all heading to be a little bit tougher. So you're going to have to get your gum shields in, people. Oh, but I remember the pandemic, I had a recruitment, we was making loads of money. Yeah. And I remember having a head of hair, right? So, point is, people, if you've got a plan B, you don't believe in your plan A. And if you don't believe in your plan A, don't get upset when you keep getting blown out by people that you're sitting down. People, this is your life. This is your decisions. You know, when it's going well, brilliant. When it's going wrong, we like to blame everyone else. You are responsible for your success. You are responsible for your failure. Your biggest chance of success is this, your mindset. Your biggest chance of failure is this, your mindset. By changing your mindset, you change your results. And I want you to start saying yes. I want you to start talking yourself into things and start saying yes and go and book that holiday. That holiday that you keep talking about doing, get it booked. You know, you want to go and take your kids to Disney World? Get it booked. 18 months, 2 years, 3 years, next year, whatever. Get it booked. Put a deposit on it. It gets real. Create the void. If you don't create the void, the alternator of the car will go, and it'll go straight on that. Your boiler will go. Create the void. So I want you to start saying yes, book the holiday. So book the holiday. Yes, book the holiday. Light the candle. Ladies. You've got a frigging Joe Malone with a 200-hour burn time that you're saving. Right? You've got a Yankee candle, you're going to get some more for your birthday, more for Valentine's Day, more for Christmas, more for Halloween, light a frigging candle. Like, seriously, right? You know right now that people, I mean, Teddy's watch today, I'm thinking if he was back in 1993, that would be off, right? But, you know, wear your watch, fellas. Oh, I don't like wearing it just in case I scratch it. Sell your watch. Oh, I like parking on double spaces. Sell your car. None of us are getting out of this alive, people. Wear your watch. Pop the champagne. Tonight, Terry. Right? New money. Right? No. But hey, listen, I used to do that. When I started making new money, 6 bottles of Bollinger, all that. Those days finished. Your business collapsed. Like, oh, yeah, can I just have a tap water, please? Yeah. The lemon slice, does that cost money? Anyway, no. But I'm serious. So, I want you to book the holiday, light the candle, buy the lure pack, right? Life is too short for cheap home brand spreads. I want you to go and get some frigging tiger bread. And you can go, you know what that motivational speaker said? He said, I should get some tiger bread and go and get some lure pack. $5.65, get it done. And go out really flash. Boom, there you go. Right? And get it home, put some toast and just go and do half a loaf of lure pack and dinghy. Just to let you know, there is cheaper options available, all right? It's available at Lidl, $2.65. I'm assured that it is a good. So an austerity beater there. Listen, people, I've got 12 minutes left. 12 minutes. You know, one day, we're all going to have 12 minutes left. Every single person in this room is going to have 12 minutes left. I'm in my forever home at the moment. 5-bedroom house in Somerset. No neighbours. No one's getting shot. Pheasants. But, right? And I remember, I was out there the other day in the garden, I thought, 50 years ago, somebody would have been sat in this garden in their forever home with their family and their dreams and their aspirations. And 50 years before that, somebody else would have, what? Oh, I'm going to die! Existential crisis! So I'm being serious, right? If you're going to go out with a head wound, not a leg shot, right? I want you to be considering your decisions right now and understanding why you're doing it. This is my family, and this is my home. This is Bonnie under this box, and this is Brandon. Doesn't normally have a box on his head, just for photos. And my wife, she said to me, I don't want the children on social media. 15 years ago, I was kicking off. When you understand what that stalker woman did, you'll be like, okay. And now you've got AI, you can manipulate any of those videos to do, like I say, you go and Google Brad Burton stalker, go and do it now, and you'll go, shit, that's not funny, is it? No, think baby reindeer without the fun. So this is Brandon, and one from the private collection. 1993 joke there, people. Still gets a laugh. But let me explain something. This is Eddie the Lion Ryan, right? Like, genuinely, he's a lion. So Eddie the Lion Ryan. And he's a pro wrestler from Ultimate Pro Wrestling over in Yeovil or whatever, okay, in Somerset. And I said to my lad, Brandon, hey, Brandon, do you want to go to Ultimate Pro Wrestling? We've got Eddie the Lion Ryan fighting. He knows my favourite, fighting Big Grizzly Bear from Newport in Cardiff or whatever it is, right, or South Wales. And my boy says, no. Hey, we always go, son. Maybe I'm not 8 anymore. We're not 8 anymore. People, this is your life. We've been on autopilot, just going from one fun experience to the next fun experience to the next tube. We're not thinking. We need to get conscious of our decisions. If you want to be a success, you have to get conscious. Conscious, which is, why am I doing this? Whatever this is, why am I doing this? What's driving that? And when you start looking at it, look, I've got no degree in psychology, but I've done a lot on this, on myself, to understand. So we're all getting older. And what we're all focused on is the big moments. When we win the award, when we get that big client, when we get the office. And every single day we're passing small moments. The kids come and say, oh, Dad, can you play football? I can't, mate. I'm just finishing this invoice off. And we fast forward almost like a DVD through the boring bits, looking forward to the amazing bits like tonight's VIP. Come on, right? All right, come on. But the point I'm making is that the small moments, one day we're going to get to the last 7 minutes of our life, and we're going to wish that somewhere along the way we could go back to those moments that we didn't look into, that we didn't spend the time, because we're so focused on the next big thing, the next big thing, the next big thing, the next big thing, then you die. Last week, 4 o'clock, I was on a Zoom, and my boy shouts, Dad, come here now, you've got to come. On a Zoom with a client, I said, listen, I've got to go. Boom, off. Goes downstairs, cat's having a heart attack, 15. By 5:30, 300 quid later, no longer had a cat. Listen, that's life, 15-year-old. But it's always 10 years away, isn't it, that moment? Or 20 years away, until it's not. And this is life, whatever plans you've got for your life, life has other plans. And this is what I'm trying to say. I want you to lean into this life and recognize that this is so precious, that what we have in our opportunity and what we've got with our businesses and these wonderful peers, that we can make something happen, something special, that enhances everyone's life. Yeah, it builds the money up, but you've got community, you've got friends. It's really important, people. And recognize that every bad hand, there's an ace. Every bad hand has an ace. I got shot at in 1995. I moved away overnight from Salford to Somerset. And for 15 years, whatever, doing my math, I can't remember, right? But my ace, I got shot at, everything's terrible. In fact, no, I didn't. I walked around, I'm a bad man, yeah, I got shot at. Dickhead. Right? But your identity. And now what I've done is I've flipped that ace that was 1-1 to an 11. This is my story. Wouldn't be much of a motivational speaker if I didn't have a story. It's the best story ever. I could do without having any more stories. I'm going to get onto it now. So this is what you've got to recognize, that you are balancing with your life and your business. You're balancing all these things. And this is what happened with me and my business. Is I go back to the worst day of my professional career. This is me, done. My energy was down, gone. I said to my chairman, big PLC, and it just so happened I just spoke at the Excel, and the photographer took the photograph. This is my Obama moment. This is my war room of me saying I quit to my chairman, and he captured it. I said, I'm done, Terry. His name's Terry Cooper. said, "I'm done, Terry." And he was 52 at the time, and I was 41 or 39 or something like that, the same age as me right now. And it's been fascinating because the conversation he gave me, I've given recently to someone else. He said, "Right," he said, "Do you trust me?" I said, "Yeah." He said, 100%. I said, "Well, yeah." He said, "Right, well, you ain't fucking quitting. I get it, you're scared. I get you tired, but you're not quitting." And this is what's lovely about an organisation like this, is we all get a quit in us. And you don't know if it's real because stuff that's going on at home and so forth. Anyway, I didn't quit there. He said to me, he said, "Here's what we're going to do. We're going to put a date down in the diary for 6 months' time. And in 6 months' time, if you want to quit, we'll let you do it." We didn't quit. Pandemic took us out. So you're going to get wobbles. You're going to get wobbles. Wobbles. And we're all going to get wobbles. Wobbles are part of life. Wobbles are part of business. But what I want you to do is next time you're having a wobble, I want you to not wobble backwards. I want you to look at what does wobbling forwards mean. And it won't mean anything now. But next time you're having a wobble, I promise you, you'll understand what I'm talking about. What does wobbling forwards look like? And what does this make possible? When things go wrong, on occasion they will, what does it make possible? And I look at, this was Panorama, my online stalker, which I'm sure everyone's going to start laughing at, right? And this is me. Right, did someone laugh there or cough? Honestly, you lot are notorious, right? I'm telling you, brilliant. There he is, look, laughing. Call him out. Get him out! So the point is that, listen, right? Oh, I'd say if you think that was funny, try breathing in for 11 minutes, right? Like, serious. Like, I've normally got a back like a prawn, and I'm like, Ed Balls is looking at me, I'm thinking, ah! So, point is, right, what does it make possible, right? It makes possible, I know, oh, look, can you do a compo face? That's sad, right? So here's the thing, this is not a joke, people, right? This is somebody that I met for 30 seconds, and she asked me, at one of these events, "Can I have a selfie?" I said, "Yeah, sure." I had a selfie. That was it. 2 years later, post goes on Facebook. And that post went, a woman, you imagine females in the room, goes on Facebook and says, "I'm being harassed at the moment." What do you reckon would happen? Your Facebook goes whoosh. And the next day, it's a high-profile speaker. Right? But by this time, I'm watching this thinking, who's she talking about? Third day, it's a high-profile motivational speaker. Third comment down, is it Brad Burton? Yes, didn't want to say. Whoosh, 100 people, cancelled, boom. All my speaking gigs, everyone's there. That had killed a cat, that put a windows through. I was sending henchmen around there. So I met for 30 seconds, and I'm like, what? The police, and just the whole process took 4 years to get her to court. 4 years. She's now serving 28 months in prison. Less than 2% conviction rate. Thank you. Thousands of posts about me. Thousands. Not only on Instagram, on LinkedIn. Not only on LinkedIn, on Facebook. Not only on Facebook, on Twitter. Thousands with people believing instantly. Guilty until proven innocent. 4 years, my entire business. And bear in mind, my business has just collapsed with the pandemic. So now I'm dealing with that and a stressed out wife. And this is what people need to understand. This social media stuff is wonderfully fun until you get a nutcase like that. So go and Google it, Brad Burton Stalker, and start looking at it, and then you can go and send me a message saying, "Apologise, Brad, no, I'm all right." Genuinely, and if anyone wants to have a selfie, please do. Right, so, revenge is a dish best not served. You'll have someone now, what they did to me, I want you to let it go. On Panorama, there's a spoiler there. That's what it says, my final words. Right? Because you know what? Carrying that pain doesn't achieve anything. This was a test as to what version of me I am. Because the old Brad, going back to 1995, bricks would have been going through windows. The cats might have been getting killed, right? But I'm a different guy now, I'm amazed. Right? This is my religion, Bradism. Help many, hurt few, live life. And I'm sure if we was all to live to that basis. And one of the things that I recognise, I've got 1 minute left. Terry, can I have an extra 5? No? If not, I'll round off then, that's fine. So, I'm going to move on. No, that's cool. So, here's the thing. If I put a red hot coal in your hand, how long would you hold on to it for? You wouldn't, you'd let go of it. But what we end up doing is what they did. And that pain causes problem. I want you to let it go. And here's the thing, right? I want you to imagine a tree. Imagine a tree right now. Right, and on that tree, it's a beautiful, glorious day, and you're walking along the tree, in the summers, in this field, and then you've got your red rucksack on. You go, "I've not got a red rucksack." Yes, you have. And when you was born, you got given this red rucksack, and every time somebody said something terrible or whatever, you put more rocks in there. Some people put in situations, put more rocks than others. And I want you to make a life-changing decision right now, 24 seconds, to recognize, are you going to go and carry that red rucksack full of rocks or leave it, like I chose to do, for the remainder of your life? 24 seconds. I hope you did what I did, which was I chose to leave it behind. So, life, none of us are getting any younger. Actually, every single time I've been doing this presentation, I have to move this thingy this way. I have to move it this way. It started here, right? None of us are getting any younger. Understand, people? None of us are getting any younger. Whatever you're going to go and do, get it done. And this has not been about me, got stories and all that. This has been about we as a collective. And this is something that Terry was quite keen on. To recognize that it's not about individuals or Terry, it's not about that, it's about us as a collective. And we get more of what we focus on. You focus on negative stuff, guess what? The universe, your brain, says, look, start seeing more negative. That's why you go people when they've got faces like slapback asses, negative all the time. You've got a sister, you've got a brother, whatever, always negative, it's terrible, isn't it? Boom. So you need to start focusing on positivity. And then when you get any kind of fear, pessimism and doubt, I want you to replace it with hope, optimism and belief. Now, the clock's ticking, so I'm going to move on, sadly. All right, but look, here's the thing. We've all been affected. We've all been affected mentally, emotionally, spiritually, whatever, right? But here's the thing. It's going to be okay. Whatever you're dealing with right now, it's going to be okay. I want you to reassure yourself it's going to be okay. Whatever you're dealing with, it's going to be okay. And you just keep saying to yourself that, and I promise you, come out the other end, and everything makes sense, and it's all going to be okay. And I want you to remember why you started. Remember why you started this business. I want you to get back to that day one enthusiasm, When you came through this door, and you was full of excitement, get that back. Get wherever that is back. Because that's going to be the differentiator between success and failure. I said before, we're going to bridge the gap. Let go of the fear, the pessimism, the doubt. Let go of the rucksack. Self-doubt, leave it. Doesn't serve you. The battery, get your energy up. Get some momentum, 1-1-1. Capture that picture, people. It's going like in 10 seconds, and it's gone forever. 1-1-1, decisions, your ability to make those decisions fast, and start leaning into that hope, optimism, belief, and where you spend your time, where you spend your money, your energy, that is what's going to power you forward. 2 more slides left. So here's the thing. I want you to be driven. I want you to be ambitious, but above all, I want you to be happy. You know what life's about? Life's about those summer of 69 moments, those moments tonight when you're in a beer garden and you're dancing. It's about driving through puddles. I did it the other day. The student wasn't happy. But those memories will last me forever. Boys and girls, be driven, be ambitious, be happy. But remember this, the final thing, you can't rewind. When we rewind, it causes us to be depressed. When we fast forward, it causes us to be anxious. All you can do, Wealth Advisors Club, is press play on today. Thank you very much. Cheers. Mate. How lovely.
Well done. Yeah, that was good.
Thank you.
Really good.